Hello, hello, hello. It's Jet, Ham Juice Gravy, back again with another VOD review. Today we're looking at Melaghost. Melaghost, what's your SR?
On my main, I'm like 26, 2700, but my peak
2.6,
is, yeah.
2.6 player. I know this is a 2.9 scrim with
Yep.
their team Mouse Cadets, Exo, Mouse
Exocuteers, yeah.
Genesis, whatever they're calling themselves. Cool. So, Mel, what are some of the things that stood out to you in this VOD and why you want to bring it to my attention?
Well, you were watching the stream originally, and you pointed out a lot of things on Elios. I just kind of wanted to see what, and I worked on those things since Elios, like taking lane control, all that stuff, because that's mainly what we focused on last stream, and being in the right positions to do the right things. So I just kind of wanted to see. Since I couldn't access this VOD, I kind of wanted to see what I could learn from it myself because I can't. Um,
Oh, no, it don't work
they
for
were
you?
good men. Hmm?
Okay. All right. So
Yeah.
so it's the beginning of the map. We don't know what they're running, but we know what we're running. So in the scram, I was talking a lot about defaults. And default is just a fancy way to say job or like basic job or the basic role that Ash plays. So in this comp, what do you think is what type of comp are we running, and what is your job in that comp?
Well, we are running a pretty odd comp, but we are running a double shield technically. So we are. It's going to allow me to, as my job, spam the enemy out and get their resources down before they get
Right.
to
I'd
us.
say this is more of I'd say it's like 80% spam and then like 20% brawl, where most of the brawl coming from Rhine or, whatever 1/6 is. So it's 5/6 spam and 1/6 brawl.
Mhm.
So so with spam, what role does Ash play in spam?
She's supposed to wither down her enemies before they get to their Rhine, and in this specific case, at least. So
Okay.
being able to take down their health, use their healers' abilities, such as like um, amp, anything like that.
Okay.
Just do damage, really.
So where can you position in order to do this?
I know Ash likes high grounds, so I
Okay.
usually try to stick to those. Off angles, if I can grab them, it's a little bit weird on Hollywood, admittedly, but you can go through the server room sometimes just to get a few shots off
Yeah.
that are safe.
Yeah, yeah. So these are the types of things that I want to see you be looking for. So do damage either with, primary fire, um, dynamite. That's pretty much what it's going to be. And in interesting positions. And primarily with off angles and lane control. Because another big thing, in addition to doing this, there's a second thing that Ash does. What do you think it is?
Um, Controlling the lanes.
Yes, exactly. And how do we do that?
Um, keep sightlines on them mainly because of how powerful her rifle is.
Yeah, just like keep position yourself accordingly. And most of the time you can say this is main and this is left. You can position yourself here so where you can easily turn and look at both of those lanes. This is of course purely theoretical.
Hmm.
This thing that I just made up, but in Hollywood we can definitely do that from you. Hang on a second. Like I accidentally just opened my task manager. Okay. So from you standing here, you're able to keep an eye on main. You're able to keep an eye on right lane, which is here, and then keep an eye on left lane, which is here. And you have Toaster being awesome, providing you a shield with a shield. Quick question, quick pop quiz. If there's no shield, what do you do?
There's no shield. Just play safe, really, and you could take other angles other than high ground as well. Because without a shield, you are obviously more vulnerable than you would be.
Okay, you're on the right track. There's specific thing that I'm looking for though. It
Um,
has to do with the resources the map gives you.
oh yeah, natural cover then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if Toaster's not here, so having a shield, that'll really allow you to have a little bit more wiggle room. But if not, you can just stand here by cover, and then easily be able to just coach gun away back to point, where you have this type of cover. So Always have cover. Cool, cool. All right, now with all that out of the way, let's actually watch some gameplay. Oh, the thing's gone. That wacky thing. All right, here we go. Oh yeah, Rain was AFK.
I'm calling
Yep.
shots. I'm located.
Just getting in this swing.
Okay, cool. That's fine. I'm glad that you threw that out. I'm cool shooting the Genji. Hopefully you'll be able to throw dynamite at them. I think you guys do. Yep, nice. Yeah, beautiful. That's exactly what we want. Nice job. Nice shot.
Thanks.
So from that position, they were trying to rotate onto you guys, but since you guys are spam and they're not running speed, you completely took advantage of them. Because a lot of these defaults that we talk about is how do we understanding the defaults of the other team. I'm going to pause here just to explain this. So we understand our defaults, but then we also need to understand the defaults of the enemy team and like what their job is. And so, and the way that applies to us is what can we do with our kit to prevent them from doing their job?
Right.
So them going into this tight corridor, they're just begging to be dynamited. And you did that. It was beautiful. And now you're over halfway to Bob. Nice. Those are the types of plays that we want to replicate. One thing right now is little nitpicky thing. You can be, you're standing here a lot, which is fine. But you can be standing here as well to give yourself an even better line of sight. Because you're over here, you're looking for shots, you're not really getting anything, but we do see guys like coming over here. So it's okay to like move back and forth if you're not really getting the target that you're wanting to really shoot. Because let me ask you a question. Is Ashe good at destroying shields without her dynamite? No. So you're kind of just wasting your time.
Right.
So just move over and see if the other angle is giving you anything. And I need to fix this real quick. Oops. I like it 10. 10's like the sweet spot. All right. Nice. Beautiful. That's all right. I'm glad that you were taking those shots because Genji definitely could have died there. Nice. Oh, I love it. Thank you. I love it. That's exactly what I wanted you to do. And Grid getting into this room, taking a little bit of cover. Nice. Nice auto. Nice. Nice work. Dude, beautiful. I was just thinking, Coach going up the high ground. Beautiful. Nice stuff. Good stuff. And we have Bob here. And you're playing by cover because we don't have our shield right now. Awesome.
You need to learn double kills.
Good stuff. Shooting to Anna. Very good. Dude, you're carrying. Nice job.
Son, you're gonna burn.
Yeah, I remember this first point being really good for me. Just me not trying to get funny heroed here.
Gracias.
Yeah, positioning's good. Dynamites are good. Only thing I have is like, hit more headshots. But he can always do that.
Right.
My ultimate is ready.
Now here I dropped because I didn't notice he was hacked, so I thought he was gonna just dash up at me, and I wanted to get him away from my healer. Or actually, that was Sombra that was up there. So.
Okay.
That was not in the plan.
So, I don't know if we were ultra. I think you guys knew that they had Genji Blade.
I think we did, yeah.
So
Yours was pretty.
I think you're a way to have you could have set yourself up a little bit better was to position yourself a little bit more passively. We'll just use the map for now. So you're normally here, awesome. So you can have line of sights as they come in. However, if they're gonna Genji Blade, you're gonna be one of his first targets. So where's some other place that you can stand to give yourself more time in the fight?
Well, if I wanted to make sure and try and contest point from just staying away from the Genji, especially if I would have noticed that he was hacked, I could have just gone down the stairwell and started peeking point. And then if they're not there yet, I could coach gun up to the opposite high ground. You know,
Yeah,
above
I
Cafe.
was thinking here or here. So and I would have actually rather seen you in one of assuming you guys called Nano Blade. Of course, you did have the EMP, so that was fine. They kind of just did it late. But let's just say like because right now I'm just being nitpicky. You guys know they have Nano Blade, so the way you guys position to counteract said Nano Blade. So okay, we're gonna EMP. Instead, I'd rather have you all actually bait them to point, and then EMP, and then you're either up here raining fire, or you're down here doing or you're right here doing damage.
Right.
That makes sense. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
I actually think the mistake was more of a macro one, not necessarily you. So we'll just get into it a little bit. So when you win a fight, you choose where the fight happens. When you lose, you choose when it happens. So your guys' mistake was actually where it happened. We decided to post it in their choke. Instead, actually, I think it would have been a little bit more strategic to just bait them in, have them come to point, and then EMP and Bob. And because at that point, they'll probably nanoblade like right here, and they'd get destroyed.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
macro thing.
All right.
When you win the fight, you get to choose where the fight happens. If you lose, you get to choose when the fight happens.
Gotcha.
All right. Let's continue to second point.
I think we did try and recontest in here, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you didn't eat bomb. So that was awesome that Toaster ate the graph.
Oh, did he? I
Okay.
didn't even notice that. Oh,
Yep.
wait, I do remember him calling it out, though.
So keep running away.
Bob.
Get back to your team. Nice. So since you guys lost the fight, they're already setting up for second, and you guys get to choose when the fight happens. Beautiful.
I believe
I think you I don't know. I was thinking maybe you could have coach gunned. Oh, you're dead here. I think
Yep.
you could have coach gun and sent Bob onto high ground just to get them off.
Oh, okay.
But I think your angles were actually a little bit too aggressive because they were diverting too much of their attention to
They are
you.
getting on my nerves.
Yeah.
So I think maybe we can talk about attention real quick. So this is 100% a resource in Overwatch, and it's one of the most valuable. So just from this alone, what do you think this is?
Well, just attention as like a thing in Overwatch.
Mm-hmm.
Just, well, it's divided in between your teams, so obviously everybody's attention being somewhere and where they need to be is important in and of itself. But it's like, I guess you would just say being able to look at an enemy and give them your sight line
Yeah.
in the
So
most pure, simple way.
where a player is looking and I'd say what they are thinking about. That might not be the best term right now, but it's basically like, okay, if I'm playing Brig and I know there's a ball running around, I see him go left lane. I'm going to keep that in the back of my head, but I'm not actually looking for. Oh, and I'm also going to be listening for sound cues because I'm going to hear his loud ass rolling around, and if he's going to PD on my Zen, I'm going to whip shot him away because I'm keeping that in mind. So in this case for you, let's go back a couple seconds. He's game. Okay. So notice with this positioning here. So one, you're trying to take an off angle. Cool. But if the entire team moves their shield and is looking this way, is this really an off angle anymore?
No, it's main. It becomes the main angle.
Yeah, because that's where they're diverting their attention. Another reason why I don't like this spot. Where are you safe in this spot?
Absolutely nowhere.
Yeah, because we either go here for an escape or we can go here for some cover. Other than that, we're kind of like out in the open. Perhaps instead, in hindsight's always 2020. Perhaps we know they're up here. Instead of going out right door, we actually go out far left door and take control of jail. And maybe bait the Genji into taking a 1v1 on us.
Right.
So this goes back to with positioning. There's 2 rules. Do you remember what they are?
Like 2 rules? Yeah. So am I able to do my job and am I safe?
Bam. Am I safe? Can I do my job? So, and then if no to any, what do we do?
We move.
We move. Exactly. So here, when you were down here, could you do your job?
Somewhat, yes.
Yeah, kind of. Were you safe?
No.
No. So, boop, we just branch down to move.
Gotcha.
Little computer science stuff in there for you nerds. Okay.
Algorithms are favorite.
Hooray. All right. Let's continue.
They are getting on my nerves.
Okay, cool. For some reason, they gave up high ground. Good Bob opportunity.
Let them out.
Might not need it, though. Yeah, nice. Okay, maybe you do not. Sweet. Big. Yeah, and see, it looks like that you know the Genji was there and you're still looking for him. It's good.
Yeah. He disappeared on me. I was like, where did he go? Because I knew he was around jail.
Yeah, he was challenging you and then he just chickened out. So, good. Taking high grounds where we can have sights on essentially like the entire map.
Here it comes.
So I actually think kind of let them just walk a little bit too much. You were a little here, you know, with target prioritization. I think you spend a little too much time shooting tanks when there's an Ana right there.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. I was like, I spent a little too much attention on my own dynamite, which would have gone off by itself.
Yeah.
But, and I should have shot the Ana. That's exactly what I was just thinking about.
And now you're kind of like, you don't really know where they are.
Yeah, I was looking for the Pharah because I could hear her, and I didn't want her to get away from the team. And then just kind of this is where my mouse got stuck on something.
Okay.
That was unfortunate.
Yeah, and you got concussioned off. Have coach gun?
Nope.
And you get pushed off?
Did I? I might have. I think I tried to coach Ben. I tried to coach gun back up. That's when my mouse got stuck.
Yeah.
I fixed that issue. There's
Yeah,
something on my desk.
your angle was a little too high.
Yeah.
You need to be closer to the ground. Okay. Mistakes and mechanics happens.
Change things up.
10
Yeah.
seconds.
I need to
But
get
yeah,
a new
you-
wireless mouse.
Probably could have saved yourself, maybe.
Move to the beat.
But I think it was okay that you were looking for Farah.
Yeah.
It's just the Farah. You just basically took a 2v1 with the Farah and the
This
Genji.
ain't gonna dispense.
It happens. Shoot the brick, shoot the brick. That's fine too. I'm okay with that. Okay, missing
Missed some
everything.
shots. Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yep, swing a little wider to get better angle. Uh-oh.
Yeah, that was a good
Yeah,
bomb.
so-
It was unfortunate.
In general, I think you could have lived that. Let's watch it overhead. And just keep an eye, on like where you're positioning and in what your association is to cover.
60 seconds remaining.
I thought she had thrown it a little farther back. That's why I thought I could get where I was and be safe.
Yeah, but my point is that you were primarily playing in this area, and our Ryan's here. And do you remember where the enemy team was?
They were in choke and around the right door.
Yeah, they were kind of like pussyfooting back and forth around here. So I would have much rather seen you playing more this area. Because
Okay.
again, we're all tracking, but this is going back to defaults. And with positioning, you know, we talked about the two rules. So one thing that goes into am I safe is your association to cover. So when you were in this area, who's kind of what's your cover?
My cover is my Rhine.
Your
mainly.
Rhine, your Rhine shield, which could go or stay there at any moment. The map, it's always there, man. It's reliable. It doesn't change after any game. Also, having that wider angle would allow you to be doing your job a little bit better. So association to cover and giving yourself more options for targets.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Cool. And then, of course, if a bomb happens, you would have been put yourself in a better chance to survive. I'm not saying you would have survived and that you're a dumbass for standing right here. I'm just saying that you would have increased your chance for surviving.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So probably like a rule of thumb, if you're just like standing in mid and down main lane, like right smack dab in the middle, you're probably not really in the right spot.
Yeah.
We like to be by cover because it's still a shooter game.
Right.
Okay.
Back into the mix.
30 seconds.
Is this okay? I think I've watched this map like 3 times this week. I was just like, is this the one with AC9?
I think. I'm not too sure. I think we did here actually. You might be right.
This Ana is crazy aggressive.
Yeah.
Nice.
Got my ass saved there.
Bang. Flash, nice. I loved it. That was good. Taking off angles, staying by cover, using your ability to stay alive. Excellent.
To 2. Switching
Okay.
sides.
So this is the moment where I normally do halftime. So biggest things I'm seeing are positioning and targets. So holding off lanes and staying by cover. And then a bonus. Actually, no, this is also a requirement. Being relatively close to your team. So if you need help from your main support, who generally look at the DPS a lot more than they look at the tanks, close to team, they can give you, support. And then target prioritization. So with target prioritization, I think there's 2 rules of thought here. We have our theory, and then we have reality. Have we talked about this before?
Not you and me specifically, but
okay. So in, I guess, descending order, who's the number 1 priority? Role. Which role? Yes, supports. And then what's the next one?
DPS.
Exactly. And then tanks.
Yeah.
Why is it this order?
Well, you take out their supports, their DPS and tanks aren't going to be living for much longer either,
right.
Especially for coordinated.
Exactly. Your damage is more valuable. Okay, then why DPS over tanks?
I can kill them faster.
You can kill them faster, and there's another reason too.
I would say they generally have, obviously damage output that can take down your supports.
Exactly.
Well.
Exactly. Your supports are safer. And then tanks, because, there's nothing else left to shoot. Things got to die. All right. Here's the reality, though. What do you think it is? What should die first?
Probably the DPS, because they're dueling me.
It's even more broad. We're not even looking at rolls anymore. What should die first?
Anything I see and is available to shoot.
Right. Whichever can die the fastest. Fastest and easiest. So if they're running ball and your team has 4 cooldowns, 4 CC cooldowns, and he just PDs into you guys, and immediately he's got Discord, Brig Bash, you have Flash ready to go, and you're running a Roadhog that's ready to have Hook. Who should die?
Ball instantaneously.
Because he's kind of feeding. Or if there's a Lucio in the back line trying to snipe or trying to assassinate your Ana, just kill that guy if he just comes down.
Right.
So, yeah, this is nice, but we don't live in theory. We live in reality. So whichever thing can be done the fastest. But you got to keep this. But you got to keep this in mind. So if you have a Ryan on the screen and an Ana back here, and you can do shots on the Ana, yeah, shoot the Ana.
Right.
Okay. Was that pretty much it? I think so.
I think those were the main points.
Oh, and we talked about attention as well, but that was just kind of like a macro thing.
Yeah.
The other macro was I'll skip that.
Yeah, it was deciding where the fight takes place, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Play. Do they take forever to get ready? Oh yeah, this team was like, sheesh. It took so long to get ready.
I think it was our majority of the time it was us waiting on Rain because of his parents. But
okay, yeah, shit happens.
Yeah.
Ready for battle.
I spent the majority of the. I don't normally play Hanzo, so this was just kind of like a.
Attackers
I know how to play him because he's pretty straightforward for the most part.
Okay. So you did some scouting in a team environment. Tell them what they have. Hopefully you caught eye of that turret. It's your job to take that out, and you did. Beautiful. A little high. Nice. Yeah, storm arrows are good for melting. Nice. So you saw the D.Va was down. and you could get it confirm the DMEC, which you did. I want to see you take high. Nice. 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 Yeah, fuck it. Why not? They're there. Okay. Toaster's not that close to grab.
You know, I think it was later, like in the second point, that Toaster like said something, and we both realized, oh, this is why we're running Hanzo. I completely forgot that grab dragon was a thing.
I mean, dude, he's at 47. You built it. Like, just go for it.
Yeah.
Just build it fast again. I want to. So, talk about this. Oops. Wrong button. This is going to be about lane control and space control. So we won the fight. What does that mean for us?
We decide where it happens.
Where? Okay, so since we are the ones that get to decide where, what is your default positioning?
The default positioning would be for our team comp.
Because you have a few. Yeah, because you have a few jobs you need to do. Before you answer, like where it is, what are the jobs that you need to do?
We need to set up first, obviously.
Right. So where do you WASD to accomplish what job? What's your job? Not the team's. What's your job?
Oh, I need to scout ahead and see where they are.
Okay, scouting. Cool. What else?
Try and get any early picks if I can.
Okay.
Early damage off, maybe some cooldowns.
Get an early possible pick. And how do you accomplish this?
Shoot the enemy. Do damage.
Okay. But you need to be standing in a certain spot, right?
Right. I need to take forward position, which I would probably take high ground if I could.
Yeah, high ground. And so where I'm getting at is primarily all of this stuff is accomplished with lane control. So you're standing here, you have control of, or you're standing here, you have control of main, you have control of right. Not so much left, you got to like stand here, but like watch what happens, because do you do that? Do you do any of this?
No, I don't believe so. I stay on this awning here.
Right. So you standing here makes all those things that you're just laying out a little bit harder, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we want to make our lives easier, not harder.
Correct.
But so let's watch what happens. So we just go, and this was one of my things with you guys. I mean, what was? Do you remember like kind of like what my theme with you guys was like the entire night?
Lane control mainly, and knowing our defaults.
Right, and just giving the enemy team space for no reason.
Right.
Like, just put one on cart and have the other 5 go and just swarm this area. See, but look at what they're doing now. What are they doing?
They're getting in position.
They're getting high ground. You just gave them the advantage for zero reason.
Right.
So instead, Otto's right here. You're right here. Toaster maybe on high ground as well. With, I would say, Anna like right here-ish, so that she could see a little bit better, and Brig on cart. And then, of course, Bruma doing Sombra stuff in the back, looking for a hack on whichever dumbass comes his way. Right. But instead, we're just like, no, 3 on cart. 5 on cart. So,
yeah.
I won't go over cart mechanics. It's just, what do you think is more valuable, moving the cart or taking control of the map?
Well, taking control of the map so you can move the cart.
Right. Because it's super easy to move the cart when they're all dead. And it's super easy to kill them all when you have control of the map.
Right.
And I think you guys actually, I don't know if you lose this fight. Let's watch.
Yeah, I don't remember too much about this one.
I think Otto gets, no, he's farmed
here.
Yeah, he gets melted. Yeah. Freaking Torb turret. Yeah, okay. Let's go back. and watch you. Hey, hey! You just used attention to your advantage. You baited the Rhino off high ground. Good for you. Shooting the turret. Nice. Why, Anna? Why did we drop? What are you doing? So on paper, you guys should not have won, but since they're Anna makes questionable decisions with their life,
I think we all kind of looked at that and we kind of just said, okay, what the fuck?
So, okay, again, defaults. What are we doing?
Currently on high ground taking advantage.
Right.
And then this is where we had a pause. This is where we had a pause. It just doesn't show it in the replay.
Okay.
The dragon.
Well, that's nice. I don't want to see the pause.
Me either. It was kind of cringe.
Do we have... Toaster still has a build grab. Okay. It happens. So I think you win the fight because of this dragons. But I guess in terms of the team, maybe not have been necessary.
I think we could have won it without it, personally. Now that I'm
Yeah,
looking
well,
at it from...
Since Toaster's coming up on grab, like we have a major win condition just to lock out third.
I just get pelted by junk bombs there.
But again, this is good. Taking angles, taking off angles, getting some sort of lane control, and
I believe, yeah. This is
kind of
where
just
I
waiting for
go.
our tanks to engage before we do something. Okay. Okay. Beautiful. Yeah, this is awesome position.
Only I can lane Hanzo arrows.
Yeah, but you know what? It's the thought that counts.
Well, you could just shoot something I can and miss it completely.
I was
Oh
supposed to say,
my!
if you died in that turret. Okay, cool. The Torb's dead. Yeah, and you can get a little more aggressive. Like, there's a lot of cover here that you can play with. And Otto's there. Nice. That's okay. You guys get this? Okay, no, not necessarily
I will
soon.
not be defeated so easily.
Walk it off.
I am ready to unleash the dragon.
Please don't tell me I do what I think I'm doing.
The dragon's eyes.
Yeah,
Trying to
if
see
you,
if I...
yeah, don't drag until the team's in position to take advantage of it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, part of me knows I definitely would do it just out of stupidity, but
Awesome.
this is where I do it.
So yeah,
Okay.
at this point, this is fine because you just create space. Run away! Oof.
Yeah.
Damn, if he didn't get that, you guys would have won.
Yeah, I think you were right. I think this is actually where we do get C9. Possibly?
I am not deterred.
But no, there was one other team that just literally walked. They were attacking, and they literally walked off the cart. Like, we didn't even engage them. They just walked off the cart in overtime.
I don't want to say I haven't seen it before, but you know, Overwatch though.
Pretty sure it was a master scrim too.
Oh boy.
Okay, yeah, I think you're just kind of playing in tempo with your team. Do you guys get through this? I think somehow. Yeah, you do. It's gonna be over soon. So again, some of the things here, since you could maybe go for an off angle at this point, since it's kind of slow.
See through the dragons.
It's looking like you're doing that, and you realize that. Okay, cool. And start diverting DPS attention away from main so that they're on the left side. So, okay, I'm just going to assume that you guys won. Okay, so the point I was talking about was attention. Okay, so let's actually go back. That's right. Come on. There we go. That's this one. All right, so I'm going to go over here just because it's easier to see. So our tanks are having a little bit of trouble getting through this choke, right?
Right.
Why do you think that is?
There's so much attention on the choke itself.
Exactly. We have this guy, obviously them, and this guy just looking at that. So what's something that you can do in order to kind of make your tanks' lives a little bit easier?
Take top right high ground and divert it completely.
Yeah, so
at least a couple people.
So we have so this is your left lane, it's their right lane. You can either take left lane and try to like contest the McCree. You don't have to kill him. If you do, great, but you want him to stop paying attention to this choke so that he can pay attention to left lane. Or you can take the 10 seconds and go up here. But very likely Junkrat's just gonna concussion mine up there, and you're gonna be in a closed room with Junkrat where he has the advantage. So this is probably the ideal one.
Right.
Because also, we have Zarya bubbles to eat Junkrat spam, and that'd be really ideal. So, but what were you doing instead?
I was spamming choke.
You're also spamming main. So just like everyone's attention is on main. So learn to recognize those situations, and because that's again part of your job is to divert the attention of the other DPS, or even better, the other supports, and that'll make your tanks' lives easier. Okay.
Right. Okay.
All right. Let's go to the thing.
I don't know why the last few bits of the match cut out here.
I don't either. Okay, so the big things we talked about was positioning. Remember some of the main points?
Well, obviously the main rules of positioning for DPS are just, am I safe, and then can I do my job?
Yep. Rule 1 and 2.
And then there's having natural cover, especially when you don't have a shield.
Okay. Playing by cover. Awesome.
Just playing in a position that can, it kind of goes into map control and lane control, but taking positions, especially when you win fights, to be able to decide where the fight needs to be fought.
Mm-hmm. Lane control. DPS is generally left or right or off for short. And what does this one go into?
That one goes into trying to think here.
Yeah, I'll give you a hint. We just talked about it.
Oh, attention. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I kind of.
Maybe attention control, possibly. That might not be the right word. I'll think of the right word later.
Attention diversion, I guess. I don't know if there's another word
diversion. Taking 1v1s, stuff like that. Or challenging said lane. Stuff like that. I mean, that's part of your job. And this also goes into fight setup.
Right.
So don't give up space for free. Like, yeah, tanks create the space or whatever, but like DPS can do that too.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
And the other thing was, and you're pretty good about this. We're just gonna go over it real quick. Position. What's the main thing we talked about?
Well, theory first being the big one, and then versus reality.
Right. Which one do we care about more?
Care about reality because it's what we
Exactly.
live in.
Yeah. I mean, don't ignore theory. It's still cool, but
Right.
this is the big. And what was the what's the key takeaway there?
What's easiest and fastest to go?
Right. What can die the soonest?
ASAP.
Who can you send back to spawn room immediately? We shouldn't say die. We should because that's a bad word. What can? But you get it.
Eliminate.
Yeah, a limb for 10 seconds. Unless overtime. Anyway, so cool. I think that's pretty much it. Do you have any questions?
No, that's pretty much. I mean, if I remembered anything about the bot, it was kind of weird because it was 2 days ago, but still, there was a lot to remember about the scrim itself. But no, basically what I wanted to get out of it.
Yeah, and the ways to improve on this are, actively think about it in the game and VODs.
Right.
Look at everything in hindsight. Okay, cool.
All right.
All right, man.
All right. Thank you so much.
And dear viewers, thank you for making it this far, and I hope you all have a good day.
Woo.